Hi, this is Senator Justin Reedy coming to you from Annapolis as we get ready to head into the final month of the 2016 General Assembly session. Last week I talked to you about the Democrats' efforts to change and alter the way that we decide, the state government decides how to allocate road and transportation funding. Currently, Governor Hogan and the Maryland Department of Transportation get input from around the state, from the local county governments and state elected officials in each local area. They go on a traveling road show to every county of the state and Baltimore City, where the public can give input and the local elected officials can give input and rank their priorities for what they need in their particular jurisdiction. Governor Hogan made record investments in fixing our roads and bridges after 8 years of really no action on roads from the O'Malley administration. As I showed you last week, the Democrats want to change this, what's called CTP process. What they want to do is change the formula, change the way it's done, away from a local bottom-up way of doing things to more of a top-down formula approach. Again, I showed you last week the chart of what would happen if they passed their legislation to change the CTP process. We'd go from this, an equal distribution or an equitable distribution of road funding and transportation funding, to this, where one jurisdiction gets almost the entire pie, and where, again, we don't have local input at playing a factor. But I thought it would be interesting to show you right now. I told you what the local way of determining this is right now. The locals have input. You can have public input, elected officials giving input to the Maryland Department of Transportation, ranking their priorities. We would go from that pretty straightforward and simple process to a formula, if this bill were to pass, that looks like this. I wasn't very good at algebra when I was in high school, I'm not going to lie. That is the formula, and there would be factors included in this entire formula of ranking the need for a transportation project. Things like whether the project increases the walkability and biking ability of a community. Things like whether or not it improves the overall environmental impact for a particular area. And a lot of other intricate things, many of which have very little to do with safety or accessibility or traffic flow, and would tilt heavily towards very expensive and lightly used mass transit projects. So I thought it was important to point out to you that what we're fighting down here is to be sure that we maintain the way the transportation funds have been done for decades, local control, working with Governor Hogan, working with the professionals at Maryland Department of Transportation, rather than trigonometry. So I look forward to updating you again in the future as we move into as I said, the final month of the General Assembly session. Please feel free to contact me anytime at the information provided. Thank you for the opportunity to serve.